Let's turn to weather now with Chief Meteorologist Sarah Knox. And Sarah, the folks in Lanesboro, I know as well, were dealing with some of the decorations being blown away last night, and they had to put them back in place for the big event today. A little windy out there.
Just a tad. I had to bring in some of my own decorations last night too. It was just they were not as secured as I hoped and did not want those to fall over, break, cause any problems. But man, the winds, what a breezy evening, morning. Well, things still pretty breezy out there as we've come into the evening hours today, but it's getting better, I promise. And I wanted to show Austin here because yes, Austin getting a little bit of snow once my bar goes away. It was it's a little tricky to see, but when those winds blow, you can see a little bit of that drifting across the roadways here. That is kind of an issue as we've come into the evening hours, particularly for those who did get snow that moved onto the ground and stayed there, because there are plenty of us who didn't necessarily get any sticking snow, but a little further to the north and across a good chunk of southern Minnesota and the state itself, we're dealing with that right now. Crews still very much out there doing what they can, but we are seeing a few pink roads, particularly here in Olmsted County. Pink meaning completely covered, and the reports are saying that there is ice on these roadways. A lot of that snow also blowing over onto the roads, maybe getting stuck in some areas that maybe still have some water freezing over. It's not hard to believe when these temperatures are below freezing for all of us now. A few did get above that freezing point. We're talking Garner getting to 33 today, Forest City right at the freezing point of 32. So things were a little warmer where we actually saw a bit of sunshine today. Places like Mason City as well. But now we've snuck into the evening. We're not talking the sun anymore. In fact, clouds will slowly begin to clear out of the way as we get into the overnight, as drier air from high pressure starts to move in. Right now, that isn't necessarily the case. It's going to take some time, but you can see over the last 3 hours that where it was a little clearer, it is now a little cloudier. These winds coming in from the northwest remain a pretty decent hazard, especially for anybody who may be traveling out there, just not quite as strong as they were this morning as the low pressure system responsible for this mess continues to make its way off to the east. Let's go back to those winds because I mentioned they will be dying down slowly but surely, and by 1 a.m., so overnight, most of us asleep, of course, but maybe you'll still be traveling out there. Gusts a little easier to manage, getting back around 25 miles per hour with sustained winds around 15, much better than gusts around 40, 50 miles per hour. Back to tonight, though, with a little clearing going on. Temperatures for most falling around 20, maybe sticking closer to the teens. 19 in Dodge Center, Owatonna. Quick look at Futurecast here as I push time forward is going to show those clouds clearing out for the overnight, but they do build right back in as we head into our Thanksgiving. Of note, the winds moving a little less, so it's not as breezy, but still will be ticking temperatures down when it comes to the wind chills. Cami, a little sunshine breaking through for some, and the next 7 days shows that it'll be nice to at least see it because we've got another round of snow on Saturday. We'll talk more about that at the end of the newscast.